People told me not to drink and stream, but unfortunately, with this type of topic, I don't think I have a choice. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to do my best to entertain you tonight. And get your beer ready, because we're going to need it. I'm just waiting for someone in the chat to contradict me on my hot takes tonight, because if that happens, I'm going to fly into a frenzy. I'm going to fly into a rant. There is no way I can be contradicted on this, because I'm going to tell you the objective truth and nothing but the truth, so help me Lord. Can I say about the Lord if I'm an atheist? I don't know. I might get kicked out by my atheist community. Atheism Plus is going to take away my atheism card, because I keep talking about the Lord. The fashion industry and modern are the worst artistry aspects of the West nowadays, says Rorona Zoro. Absolutely. Now, I'll repeat this later on in the stream, because some people might not know. But I said that if I wanted to make a lefty channel, if I wanted to be a bread tuber, I could make really solid arguments against capitalism. And someone asked me, it's like, what type of videos would you make? And it's probably videos like this. I mean, my critique would genuinely be accurate to the point where I would even get right-wingers on my side. Well, like Tulu, you're just wrong. Okay? You're wrong. And yes, I don't need to start on my beer gut. I already have the beer gut. Arabian fashion shows are very funny. Yeah, so in certain Arabian countries, I believe places like Saudi Arabia, I don't know about Qatar, but I'm pretty sure it's the United Arab Emirates as well. In those places, you can't have women displaying, how should I say, the Twitch look. You know, the Twitch look that women have? Yeah, you can't have that in Saudi Arabia. It's a little bit haram, apparently. It's not okay. So, the question is, like, what do they do at the fashion competitions? Like, how do they have fashion shows in Saudi Arabia? And the answer is, like, they use drones. And I'm pretty much, you guys probably know the video. But it looks so weird. It looks like Casper the Spooky Ghost. Let me see if I can show you the actual footage. All right, so this is from CNN, believe it or not. Like, even CNN covered this. And this was back in the day when all cultures were beautiful. Notice how we don't use that argument anymore. I haven't heard the mainstream media say all cultures are equal. Ever since the Afghanistan became a little bit more reactionary, I haven't heard the media say, well, I guess, you know, all cultures are equal. No, they're not, because if they were equal, then what's happening here, you could do in the America, and no one should care about, because, like, well, you know, it's just an equally culture. So here you have, like, the, Alright, let's skip past the commercial. Let's look at the road to recovery, which enriches the community and heals the planet from the evil capitalism. By the way, funny thing about Build Back Better, why is it the people that ruined it in the first place getting to build it back? Did you notice that? Like, usually, when someone destroys something, is being held accountable, but no, it's still the 1% that's going to wreck everything so that they can build back better. But anyway, right, look at this, huh? Look, huh? Huh? Isn't it wishy-cushy? Isn't it beautiful? Very reactionary, I would say. Now, of course, they will have it for bed as well, but the reason is like they can't use risque models. So look here, it's like Casper the Spooky Ghost. I really like places like Saudi Arabia, because you get the mixture between high technology mixed with I don't know if I can say reactionary thinking. Let's put it like that. Yes, backward, like future high technology with reactionary thinking. They beautifully blend together in places like Saudi Arabia. I remember, like, the BBC made an article once that the wife of some sheikh had a tracking device on her. She had a microchip, and whenever she wanted to leave the country, like if she were to go at an airport, the sheikh would get a message on his phone. I mean, like, again, reactionary thinking beautifully intertwined with high technology, and you get certain places like this. Iktulu says this is stupid. No, it's not stupid. It's reactionary. Middle Eastern ghost waifus. I like that take. That is a good take. Middle Eastern ghost waifus. That is absolutely beautiful. Yes, all cultures are equal, but some cultures are more equal than others. My favorite take is just how many of the progressive slogans and all of their ideology is crumbling right now. I mean, there are a lot of contradictions. Of course, the media won't put them out. They won't talk about them. But for example, did you know that one of the most used arguments on why America should remain in Afghanistan was due to gender studies? I'm not even kidding. Like, if you Google certain articles from 2 years ago or 3 years ago, you would find arguments that, well, if the American soldiers leave Afghanistan, then women's rights are going to be pushed back. And that is correct. I mean, we get to see the reactionary people that took over that government. But what's interesting is, like, how is this not colonialism? Like, isn't the same idea, like, we need to bring Christianity to the savages, as they used to say in the history books? Like, isn't that the same thing? Like, you want to force other people to abide by your way of thinking. Isn't that colonialism to a T? Isn't that? So they have, like, the same people that dislike colonialism saying, no, it's okay when we do it. It's okay when we do it today. It's like, yeah, but you probably can see why the Christians thought that if they Christianize the Aztecs, which do human sacrifices, and they live their life in an un-Christian way, would also be considered, according to them, helping, the poor people in those places, saving their souls and whatnot. So, Antifa Romania, like, leave me alone with the Nazis. What you're looking for Nazis when governments around the world are keeping people locked into their houses? Like, we already have authoritarianism. At this point, why bother? I'm literally, like, so glad that I'm in Romania. I am so glad that the Romanian government isn't doing any of the fascist shit that's happening in Australia. My God, like, just look at Australia on Twitter. It's a horror show. I'm starting to realize, people say, well, Australians, they're the descendants of prisoners. Yeah, I guess, but they're also the descendants of jailers. You need to look at it both ways. So yeah, like, at this point, like, please explain to me why is fascism worse than what Australia is having right now? Like, what else could the fascists bring to the table? I'm genuinely curious. CIA document says the CIA was using feminism against Afghanistan. Oh, well, what did you think? Like, the $9 million for gender studies in Pakistan was going to be used for? Thank you, Rocket Desert Flower. I appreciate this. Speaking of Afghanistan, I'm going to make this video tomorrow, and after this, we're going to go to talk about fashion. Did you know? This is actually, hold on. This is like the most beautiful thing you're ever going to read. Let me see if I can find it. All right. So this is about Afghanistan, right? And this is apparently what a military officer was describing about the Afghanistani soldiers. I'm going to spoiler for you the video for tomorrow, but listen to this, okay? The Afghanistans, so we're talking about, like, the National Afghanistan Army, like the people that were being trained by the US military. The Afghanistan think Americans have money coming out of their asses. I talked about taxation and all this stuff. They asked what are taxes. I started explaining that it was much like your warlords who used to tax people. And the Afghanistani are like, oh no, sure, that's just stealing. That is wrong. That is haram. That's just a fuck. Ah! Can you imagine this? Can you imagine you have, like, the American trying to bring wisdom to the sheep herder in Afghanistan, who comes down from the mountains in order to learn a little bit about what the world is like, and it's like, oh, how do you have so much money? Well, our government just taxes people. Oh, that sounds like tough to me, sir. That sounds like a magic. Oh, I'm like, seriously, like imagine having a time machine and going back to like, I don't know, medieval Europe or something, and they're trying to explain to a peasant. It's like, yeah, but like look, the king is going to take more of your wealth, like he's going to take more of your grain, and in exchange you're going to get healthcare. It's like that sounds like theft. Like, what if I don't need it? What? Hey, you're going to give it to that guy? He never worked a day of his life. Why should I pay for his healthcare? It's like, hello, Master Dravia, and thank you as well for Rocky Desert Flower. That was I don't know who Miller is. I don't follow. Okay, how the hell? All right, so Antifa Romania gives me a YouTuber's channel. Okay, like apparently he's supposed to be a Nazi or whatever. I don't follow other Romanian YouTubers, but he's got a picture of a cock on his avatar. And I'm thinking, like, dude, I seen channels getting banned for less. Like, if you even like for 1 second have like a glimpse of a statue that has a pecker, immediately YouTube frowns their face, and it's like, okay, this guy has it. Yeah, I don't think he's a Nazi, Antifa Romania. I think he's a socialist. There's no way. Like YouTube would the YouTube AI knows your political compass. Okay, they only slam to the right. Anyway, right. I don't know who R. Kelly is. I genuinely, like, my God, these people, these names. Am I supposed to know? Like, I usually feel bad. I feel like I'm a student and the teacher asks a question that I don't know. Yes, there is a chicken. A chicken. All right. Let's talk a little bit about the fashion. So I'll tell you this, all right? I was born in good old Romania, and when I was born, Chernobyl exploded. Just so you can have the time frame, they call me the atomic child. But as I grew up, I remember very clearly, like, television was just like 2 hours a day, and you had 2 channels. That's it, like in Romania. 2 hours of day of television, 1 hour of propaganda, and you also had like a little bit like 15 minutes of movies. So you can imagine how mind-blown people were when the communist regime fell, and even many years later, people started having cable. So you could now have access to many, many different shows. And if you didn't have anything to do, like for example, you got sick, and you stood at home and you could watch Cartoon Network, but usually like there were only rewinds. So what people used to do is like, yeah, you'd look at the fashion channel or you'd look at something else, right? See how the rich people live. And I gotta say, like the fashion channel back then, like you would look at the clothing and you'd be like, yeah, I'd wear something like that. Like I could see myself wearing some of those clothes. It's like, yeah, they look chic. They look trendy. I don't know what really happened. I think like early 2000s, the clothes looked like shit. But at least you could look at the women. Like the women there, they were presentable. The models there, they were beautiful. So, you know, if you're a teenager, you could like get some other friends of yours that were also guys, and you could look at the fashion channel. And I'm telling you, we never looked at the clothing. We were doing the toxic masculinity. We were objectifying the women on the television. That's what we were doing. We were partaking into the heteronormative patriarchal culture, right? We're bad, bad people. I felt so bad. I was a bad, bad boy. But anyway, now I can't even look at the women. Like, even the women are difficult to look at. I mean, look at this lady. Look at her eyes. Like, they say that the eyes are a window into the soul. I mean, with this lady, it appears... Let me just go back. Why did it scroll up? I didn't want it to scroll up. Hopefully I'm going to be able to reach her again. Nah. You know what? What? I don't really know who designed the browser and they said, okay, if people scroll in, what they really want is to go back to the top of the page. I'll find it. Don't worry. I'll find it. Find it again. My bad. I apologize. Okay, right, here it is. Let's look at the eyes, because they say the eyes are a window to the soul, and they also say that the eyes are worth 1,000 words, right? That's what they say. So give me a second so I can zoom, enlarge. Zoom. Let me bring the enhancement program. Clickety clack. All right, I found it. All right, just look at this. Look at their eyes. There's a reflection. It's a reflection of sadness and despair. It looks like a person that has seen a lot. It looks like she's seen the eldritch abominations. Like she has witnessed certain things that the human brain cannot comprehend. Am I wrong when I'm saying this? It's like, this is the face of a tormented soul. You know what I think she saw? I think she saw the Fashion 2020 collection. 2022, actually. The Fashion 2022 collection, yeah. That's what she's seen. And it affected her. It affected her, and it's going to haunt her for the rest of her life. Yeah, I know it's OPS. Just shut the fuck up. I can't say that on YouTube. Thank you, Master Davia. Well, it's, yeah, I mean, you're going to notice there's a lot of androgeneity going around, which makes me believe that some of these ladies have been hired because of their androgynous visage. Which makes it, again, uncanny valley. Because, like, when you go out clubbing, when you go out at the university, like, women don't look like this. They kept saying that, unrealistic expectations are what's hurting young girls. Because they look at fashion magazines and they see these very, very beautiful women. And then they feel like something is wrong with them. So we need to make women in fashion magazines more realistic. I think this is also unrealistic. Like, I don't see women like this on the street, okay? But I haven't been to California yet, so who am I to judge? But what is also interesting is, like, again, the removal of the hot mamacitas from the catwalk is ideological. Like, a lot of critics have criticized fashion magazines and have criticized the fashion industry nonstop, like viciously. They criticized it because they set unrealistic expectation for women. And now if you're going to open most fashion magazines, you're going to find out that the women there, they're not sex symbols, okay, like they used to be. Like if you look at a fashion magazine from the 90s and a fashion magazine from today, you're going to notice a startling difference. If you don't think so, then you're just gaslighting or you're in denial. But what I'm trying to say is that despite this change, you'll notice that women have never been more fake than they are now. And if you look at Twitch, if you look at OnlyFans, you got the ladies who, out of their own volition, like no one is forcing them to do this. No one is pressuring them to do this. They're using makeup. They're using filter. They're using clothing that reveals their feminine assets, and some of them even use cosmetic surgery. So I don't know. I think again the progressives lost this argument when it comes to if we're going to change what ladies see in fashion magazines, we're going to also make women more comfortable with whom they are. It's like, okay, then why is it when I go to Twitch, like, I can give you a couple of names that, again, use filter. So they use the magic of computering in order to change how they look. So they use filters. They use makeup, tons of it. And also, they use cosmetic surgery in order to fit the heteronormative patriarchal expectation. So there's, like, just one thing that I wanted to add. But let's look at the clothing, right? So to me, like, using this type of clothing is an excess, because if you look at the price tag, because I was also curious, like, how much do these rags cost? Like you probably get them for sale, 50% off, because no one wants to buy them. Apparently, something like this is usually like a coat like this can be even 10,000 euros. Like, no, seriously. And who buys it? Like, most of the people that buy these types of clothing are the woke bourgeoisie leftists. Why do you think Gucci? Like, Gucci is the first company to hold all progressive views. Like, Gucci wants gun control. Gucci wants to save the planet. Gucci wants, like, literally everything that the left has on a talking point. Gucci is there. I don't know about Gucci's stance on abortion, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be different than what the Pope is. I have a feeling. I might be wrong. Only time can tell. Or maybe they'll just do what would astonish me even more and just shut the fuck up about that issue. For once, as a corporation, they will shut the fuck up. But I don't think so, because they know their clientele, right? Like, these are the people that buy it. It's the same people that are, let's go vegan and let's pollute less, and capitalism is bad, that are partaking into the excesses of capitalism. But what I find interesting is like, okay, so what exactly is this clothing for? Does it serve any purpose? And I think it does. I think it's like, if you want to be, I guess, like the little tyrant of your home, you go out looking like this, and you're going to see who has the audacity to challenge you. Like, it's the emperor has no clothes, It's like, who's going to have the audacity to challenge the emperor? Because obviously that person is spreading misinformation, he can't be trusted, so he needs to be ostracized from society. I think this is why you have these clothing. Why would you want to have these broad shoulders? They serve absolutely no purpose. They're not pleasing looking. It makes you look like a weird, like, it's not even, how should I say, like, human beings do not have this shape. It looks weird. It's something aliens would wear. And then it's like, obviously, the no shirt. Like, why doesn't she have a shirt under? You get, like, the belly exposed, that is this casual thing. So my question is, it's like, I don't know if there's a single person, and they will say, well, art is subjective. Yeah, fuck off. I don't think there's a single person that would really enjoy going out on a date with a person that looks like this. It's like, look, either you want to look formal or you want to look sexy, just pick what. Like, this doesn't do either. And look, it's, the way she is holding her purse is like she's holding an assault rifle. I mean, maybe this is how they're trying to sell a new gadget for self-defense. That's a purse, which conceals a weapon. It's like a concealed carry type of thing. I guess like in the medieval era, they had these canes that actually held a sword inside. Maybe this is what it is. Like, she comes looking like this, and then she goes ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Or maybe baka 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 baka. Huh? Looks like a fucking grenade launcher, doesn't it? Looks like a grenade launcher. If you try to run away because you're like, oh my god, the art is horrible, she goes like, bloomp, and it fires from the purse. While Jakaran likes the design, would you pay $10,000 for it? While Jakaran, would you or would you not pay $10,000 for that design? That actually looks like something X wore. Hugo Boss and Puma were fashionable. Yeah, that's true. Should make a great model for Alloy. Oof. Oh, Sarah bringing on the heat. Fashion is so capitalism, doesn't have to keep expanding. Is that the shoemaker makes a pair of shoes that never break. You will still need another pair because fashion. Yeah, so, okay. That's a really great point. I guess, like, when it comes to shoes, like, if you would be able to make indestructible shoes, people would only buy maybe like 5 pairs of shoes, because you'd have like a shoe for hiking, a shoe for work, a shoe for partying, and but if you were to use the exact same color on the shoes over and over and over, what would happen is that I guess you'd be bored, and people would feel the need to show different shoes. Because at the end of the day, like, what fashion is a display of wealth, isn't it? That's what it is. It's like you want people to show off that you have money. And I think like this is what it does. It's like you show off that you have a lot of wealth and free time on your hand, because you show off that, well, you studied what the fashion this year is, and apparently this is what the fashion is supposed to be. And not only that, but you had the money to purchase it. I mean, let me show you something else, right? Like, look at this. Who buys these? I mean, like, tell me an occasion. Well, you got a woman, don't you? What are you, an incel, huh? What was it? Chairman Powell from Reddit asked, what are companies going to do to fix the incel problem, huh? Don't you have a woman? What lady dresses like this? I don't know a single lady that would dress like this. And again, like, these are very expensive. And, my God. The one that I was laughing at the most. How do you even walk in this thing? Like, is it supposed to also be useful? Like, you're going to have people see your panties if you're wearing this. Like, you know, like the left, they're looking at superheroes and they're like, oh my God, Power Girl. Yeah, like she's got a big cleavage and she flies around. Aren't birds and insects going to fly in her cleavage? Aren't birds and insects going to fly in her boobs? Like that's the main criticism that you get in the comic book industry. But my question is like, okay, this is actual real, like this is fashion. How are women supposed to dress this thing and walk around without having people sneaking a peek? Honestly, it's strategically placed as well. And look at this. What the fuck is this? I mean, I get it. You know, this you can actually make it work, but not on this body size. And by the way, why are all the models looking like they escaped Auschwitz? Oh, look, this one comes equipped for COVID. This one has like the COVID safety guidelines in it. You don't need to mask up anymore. The fashion magazine has that covered. Oh my God, it's and you know, it's not the fact that it's oh my God, it's is that these are insanely expensive. If you look at the prices, you can see some of them going all the way up to $20,000. Like, these are people that literally do not have anything to do with their money anymore. It's like when you sit on a top of cash and you're like, what can I waste it on? And I'm thinking, dude, you could literally throw them in the market and you would be more of a use to society. I don't even think like people wear these things more than once. And I don't even think people wear them. It's just like they buy them and then they place them in a drawer and they have them there to show them off when other ladies are coming in. Communism, the state owns everything in time. Capitalism, a few twats own everything in time. People dress funny on purpose for some meat gala in LA or something. Yeah, and like imagine spending like $20,000 just to dress for one night, for one gala. Maybe I shouldn't be the one speaking. Like, I dressed my fiance thanks to you guys. How much was it? I think it was around 2,000 or 1,000 euro dress. Like the wedding skirt. I don't even know because I paid it not all at once. I paid like little bits and she also cooperated. But still. 2,000 euros wedding dress. 1,500. My bad. But still, you know. And it's a dress that she only wore once. By the way. Let me red pill you on the wedding dress. Maybe high fashion is a money laundering scheme like high art. No, I doubt so. I don't think so. Okay. Because high art, you only paint it once. Like, this is mass produced, so if it's mass produced, then it means there's a lot of buyers, and you can't then resell something you bought. Anyway, wedding dresses. Do I have ladies in the chat? How many ladies are in the chat? If you're a lady, press 1. Okay, transgender women, you count as well for this question. If you're a lady, press 1. V, show the picture of Hassan I sent you as the best example of the excess of capitalism. Maybe I should. We got a pouty gal. Potty gal? A potty gal. We got a potty gal. Only one lady. Oh, we got Danielle as well. Look, people are saying that I married upwards. Look how many women I attract. They come like flies to vinegar, huh? Anyway, so we got a lot of ladies. All right, how many of you want a wedding dress? Abdi Mohammed, do you want a wedding dress? So if you're a lady, because now that I see you, if you're a lady and you want a wedding dress, press 0. Because I'm going to red pill you on the wedding dress. I'm going to ruin your Disney princess imagination. Heck, I might even give you some pointers so that you may know about what to buy. And before I find out that all the ladies here are grannies, or they're already mothers, and they already passed the wedding thing. Huh? Look, Danielle. Danielle has a beautiful dream about her being on the altar with daddy holding her hand, and she's walking down those steps, and the music is playing. Okay, let me tell you about the wedding dress. So, the wedding dress is probably the most expensive article of clothing that your husband is ever going to spend money on. All right? Now, you're never going to wear it more than once. And trust me, the idea that I've heard, it's like, oh, she can wear it in the bedroom when you're alone. Fuck that shit, not gonna happen. So, the wedding dress, let's start with some of the negatives. It attracts bugs. It attracts insects. I'm not kidding. Because it's white, apparently insects are attracted to that color. So if you plan on having anything to do in the grass, whether it is having your photo taken, whether it is walking in the grass because you're at the restaurant and you're eating outside or anything like that, you're going to have all sorts of critters crawling into that dress, because the way the dress works is like there's various folds and they're transparent. So the insects are crawling within the outer and inner layers of the folding of the dress, and you're going to have bugs and all sorts of crawling things within it. Now you can say, well, you can shake them off. Not really, it's not that easy. All right? It's not easy shaking them off, because if you start unpacking the folds and you start shaking them off, then more critters and more bugs come in, and then people start looking weird. So imagine, like, have you ever seen bugs through a window? Like, you know, like an ant farm or something similar? That's how your wedding dress is going to look like, Danielle. That is exactly how it's going to look. Now, that is the one negative. The other negative is walking with it. All right? Now, you're going to be the best broom that people have invented. Like, you think a Roomba manages to clean something. No. Like, a Roomba is absolutely nothing compared to a woman in a wedding dress. Like, I have never seen a church more clean than when my fiance walked in it. Like, all the way from the door to the aisle, it was fucking spotless. I was even suggesting to her, hey, you know what? Can you wear it inside the house a little bit? Because that's how we can clean the house very easily. Like right now, I have 6 cats. I have an invasion of kittens, and there's cat litter everywhere. Can you wear your wedding dress in the room with the cats so you can make it spotless? Because that's what's going to happen. Now, everywhere the wife goes, she can't, well, everywhere the bride goes, she can't walk alone. Like, she needs 2 or 3 people to hold up her skirt because of what I just said earlier, all right? The next problem is being around your wife. Like, the photographer was telling me to hug my wife, and I was looking at the photographer as if he's a moron. Because I was thinking, like, how the fuck Do you want me to hug my wife when she is wearing that attire? Because I was at every point conscientious that if I accidentally step on that thing and she moves the wrong way, her asshole is going to be exposed. Because it's very easy to step on it. And like women nowadays, modern women aren't used to wearing that thing. So any mistake, any wrong step, anything, okay? Not to mention, like, it's impeccably white, so every speck of dust, every critter, every bug is incredibly visible. But not only that, you also have to, like, this is something that I wasn't aware of. I'm trying to see if I can find. Yeah, you don't find it on Google unless you know exactly what it's called. But let me put it this way: like the wedding dress, it has like its own little skeleton underneath. Like the wife doesn't just put on the wedding dress. No, she puts on like this silicone based looking skeleton thing. I don't know how it's called. Like I'm sure it has a name. I'm sure it has an English pronunciation. But the dress comes over that. Okay, so the idea that, well, you know, like the wife can wear it in the bedroom, there's no way you can actually interact with the lady. Like you can't. Coitus cannot happen. Because she's got like something very hard underneath that dress, which makes the dress stay very fluffy. I think it's a curdle or a boning. I don't know. Like, is it a curdle? Let me see. No, it's not a curdle. It's not a boning either. Like, it's very difficult to describe. Okay, I've never seen such an atrocity in my life. Like, it's something that a man cannot even begin to describe. Like, there is nothing in my wardrobe that looks like that. A basset? I don't know. I'm Googling it. I can't find pictures. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I don't think women know either until they see the wedding dress. Yeah, there is something hard under the dress. It's like okay, so let me show you. So when you look at the dress, you notice that the dress doesn't fall flat and molds on her feet, right? Like it has like this expanding shape outwards, and the reason for this being that she actually wears something that looks like it's like a silicone skeleton, which gives her the shape. Like under the dress, there is something else. There is something extra which she slips into. It's like several hula hoops tied together, and the hula hoops becomes from small to large. It's like certain rings that are connected by this atrocity. Okay, now. Another thing about the dress, Danielle, because you want it so much, imagine that you're going to spend the whole day in it. So you're going to sign the papers, you're going to attend the religious ceremony, and then you're going to attend the dinner party, right? And you're going to spend an entire day. So all the way from the morning till the next day, you're going to stay in this. My question is, how are you going to take a piss? Okay, like this is a mystery that only becomes to unravel when you actually realize that you wear this medieval armor of sexiness, or the medieval armor of sex appeal. How are you going to take a piss? Please enlighten me. Like there is no way. You cannot. All right, unless you go out. No, not even outside. There is no possible way that you can take a piss. So you should like. This is my advice for you, ladies. If you actually want to wear a wedding dress, do not drink anything. It's like you go to surgery. All right? Going to a surgery, you're not supposed to eat, you're not supposed to drink. Follow those rules. I'm curious if this is yeah, so like underneath this is like several hula hoops that are tied by a silicon-based life form. catheter? I don't think it's a catheter. Oh, how to piss. Yes, she can piss with a catheter. Yes, that's pretty much. Yeah, the she-whiz isn't going to help. You need the catheter. Crinoline. Yeah, I think it's a crinoline. Yeah, like I heard my wife use this word. Yes. Okay, finally I can show you. All right. This is how it looks underneath, ladies. Daniel, this is what you're going to get into. All right, like literally this. So this skeleton, like I told you, it's macabre, but people didn't believe me. All right. So you're wearing this, and on top of it comes the dress. So imagine walking like this is a shield that is around women. And the photographer was like, "Hey, can you get closer to the bride so we can take a picture?" And I'm like, "Motherfucker, are you kidding? How? No, there is no way. I cannot." Apparently, they also look like this. Yeah, whatever. I'm telling you. Okay, yeah, like now the modern ones look like this. Yes, that's pretty much how. Jesus Christ, it's horrible. It's like I can see parrots flying in here. I can see an entire ecosystem forming underneath the crinoline. I can see an entire ecosystem under the crinoline. Can you imagine if and by the way, I should make this as a video on my main channel because it's just how many people are going to click on the video? Can you guys give me a video title if I make this rant on my main channel to get people to click on? Stick a fat duck under there and you can turn it into a hovercraft. Chat is happier for my wedding than I am. Dude, I'm happy about my wedding, but in hindsight, I can tell you about a couple of things that you may know so that you don't do the same mistakes that I did. Honestly, if I was to marry again, hopefully it will never happen, but if it's ever going to happen, I will get the, like just a normal dress, like a beautiful dress that you wear for a night party, for my wife, because not only is it cheaper, but it's also more practical. Of course, Abdi Mohammed, like being called an incel isn't done by evidence or anything like that. People call you incel if you disagree with progressive activists. Look, the potty gal disagrees. Sitting on a pot is not hard to do your duty. That woman, look at me, okay? Look at this. I don't know how you like. Okay, look. I will give you $1,000. I don't have $1,000, but I will start selling shit from my house just to have the prize pot money. If you can wear this, and I put a pot in front of you, and if you can sit on the pot accurately and manage to find the target, I guess you can use your sonar to find it. You know, if it sounds like water hitting metal, you hit the jackpot. But if you can hit the target, I will be so impressed. I will give you $1,000. I wouldn't be able to do it. I swear to God, I probably would break my neck if I would even try. How the fuck? No, seriously. So we got a woman in the chat right now which claims that she can take a piss while wearing this. I want to see that. I would pay good money to see. You know what? I wouldn't. No, I take it back. I'm not giving you $1,000 if you hit the pot. I'm giving you $1,000 just for attempting it. I'm literally that curious. We would have to do it on a piece of paper. Or maybe we can flour the earth first. Like put some flour on the ground. So we can see exactly where your attempt was and where you were supposed to go. $2,000 if you hit the pot. If you don't manage to wet the flour. And you manage to just put it in the bucket. Yeah. You know, I think even Luke Skywalker using the Force would have a difficulty doing that shit. Give me a rifle and I'll claim that $1,000. I'm telling you, Luke Skywalker wouldn't be with echolocation wouldn't be able to manage to piss in a bucket wearing that. Lol, Abdi Muhammad. Yeah, like I noticed this a lot. Women, especially young women, they're really angry when you refuse to have sex with them, because I think like it rarely happens, but every now and then, like for example, if you like a woman and you're in a relationship or something and don't wanna cheat, and the other woman like really wants it, like she's very thirsty, and the more you reject, the more thirsty they get, and it's like when they notice that you're no, they start getting really angry, calling you gay, incel or whatnot, and it's like, woman, I'm already in a relationship, fuck off. But anyway, you can force the bucket. Luke never had to do that. It's his 216 Skyhopper. Oh my god. A slave is supposed to hold it for you? Tentacle Pentacle, I'll tell you this. I will still give you $1,000 if you manage to hold a chamber pot underneath Potty Gal and you manage to position it properly so she doesn't pee on your arms. I don't think it's possible. Like, I don't think it's humanly possible that a slave can get underneath all that and hold it properly. I know. Like, you again, besides the fact that there's an ecosystem there and you're getting parrots just clawing your eyes out, I don't think you can breathe underneath that. I don't... Oh my god, imagine if she has a bush. Holy shit, you might be lost in the tropical jungle. And it's going to feel like the tropics as well if you get underneath that. If the slave is Luke Skywalker, he can do it. Yes, okay, fine. If the slave is Luke Skywalker using the Force, yes, it may be possible. The internet says you're supposed to use a garbage bag? Okay, fine. Well, I concede. Yes, with a garbage bag, you can actually do it. There you go, Potty Gal. When your wedding is coming, you and Danielle, now you know what to do. Thank you for watching my channel. You will have the ability to know how to take a pee. You put a garbage bag. Yes, I guess bushwhacking is... Maybe this is why they call it bushwhacking. Can't they use a diaper or something? You know what? I think they could use a diaper. Yes, that is a very... Solar Dragon, it's Leviosa. Yeah, like maybe with Wingardium Leviosa. Now take a pee. Leviosa. Leviosa. I ran out of beer. The public tragedy. Story of my life. Hold on, I got some super chats. I've been married 17 years, says Christy R. I think my dress was $600. Well, yeah, but you need to adjust for inflation. But I bought it secondhand. My wife actually tried to buy it secondhand. Like, none of them fit. She has large tits. I did pay $300 to have it preserved for my daughter. And all I have are boys. Well, look at this, Christy. Even if... Let's say you manage to preserve it. What makes you think your daughter doesn't want to buy something new? What makes you think like it will fit on your daughter to begin with? I thought we were talking about fashion. Well, wedding is fashion, HK. I mean, the best way to talk about fashion is to talk about piss, because they go very well hand in hand right now. Use a dialysis machine. You can hide it under there. Yes, you can definitely hide an artificial kidney under that thing. You have no idea how difficult it is to have a second-hand dress. I hope my wife isn't watching this. But let me explain to you how my wife is like and why she has problems shopping. So, when it comes to my wife, I think this accurately describes it. And the problem is that she's got like a slim waist, like she's got that hourglass thing going, and it is very difficult to find clothing because either they're extra large and then they fit on the top, or they're extra small and they don't fit on the top. So you know, the struggle is real. Like for me, it's a nightmare to go shopping. It's the never-ending story when I walk into the Romanian version of the Walmart. I will never be able to leave. It's like once you enter, you cannot leave. My wife does understand English. She can't speak it though. Like she's at that level where she understands the words. Well, I think she understands like 70% of the words, but she can't express herself. It's like the Little Mermaid with Ursula saying that talking is overrated. Men up there don't like a lot of blabber. They think a girl who gossip is a bore. Yes. Stop bragging. Why do you think I'm bragging? Do you know that I may be happy now, but in like 5 or 10 years, I will watch this movie. It's one of the most depressing movies of all times. It's a movie that doesn't have a happy ending. I've been to the hospital. I see some shit. I'll tell you this, especially with the elder patients. Yeah, my wife does understand English subs. Like, she tries to watch... I told her to try and watch movies without the subs, just or put the English subs. Just stop watching them translated. Wait, is there a movie like that? It's a meme, man. It's not an actual movie. I like how the most horrible Ursula could think of doing to Ariel is prevent her from talking. Well, she actually wanted to say that, I guess like the moral was that if she can't talk, she's not going to be able to get a kiss. Abdi Mohammed, go ahead. Like there's other worse jokes that I told her in her face. Like she knows who I am. It's why she married me. At one point you have to say, well, maybe she's masochistic, like she enjoys it. I can't explain it. I don't know what other person would marry me, but there we go. Family Feud is the best for language learning, yes. Nothing lasts forever. YouTube censorship, that lasts forever. I don't think it's going to go away. Don't promote learning English. She might get the affliction known as feminism. Dude, my wife makes a cross every time we pass the church. I'm not even kidding. Like, that is an Orthodox tradition. It's a very weird tradition. Like, every time, like, if you're driving a car or you're walking a street and you pass a church, you have to cross yourself. Did you guys know about that? I mean, let's see. So, Orthodox. There's even YouTube tutorials about it. How to cross yourself. See? We got a priest that's going to teach us.
Our kingdom of heaven here on earth. Essential movement.
Alright, so it's an essential movement. Alright, this is how you do it.
Head, and we go to the heart, and go to the right, and go to the left.
Okay, so can you imagine that you're in a bus and the bus is driving next to a church and everyone in the bus does this?
To the heart, and go to the right, and go.
The only difference is that, especially old women, they don't do it once. They do it like 50 times and they do it very fast. I'm not kidding. Like, what I'm telling you is real. I'm not making fun of it. And they're actually doing it like this.
And go to the right, and go to the left.
Well, and no, hold. It's still too slow. Let me see if I can find an actual YouTube video where someone crosses themselves. I found it. It's almost like they're doing the fucking jutsu. Like, look here. Okay, this is how they do it. This is how they do it. I'm not like, dude. You need to come to Romania. You need to see this shit. So you're going on a bus, and all of a sudden you pass a church, and you see all the old women, like 20 or 30 people, like simultaneously. It is very interesting. Yeah, it's almost like someone said they have to do it often and fast to crack the high score. Yes, that is. You gotta make a video about Italy. What happened in Italy? I don't know. I haven't kept up. I'm sorry. I've been in my honeymoon. I realized I crossed myself the wrong way this whole time because I am left-handed. Yeah, you're supposed to put it on the right first and then on the left. Only seen people cross themselves when they are praising God for a good thing or shielding themselves from a bad thing. Yeah, I think like that's a Catholic thing. So in Orthodoxy, you're supposed to cross yourself. As you said, it's like when you're praising God or when you're seeing a bad thing and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. Usually when you say, oh, Jesus Christ, you can also cross yourself. It's like the wording spell, but you also have to do it when you pass a church. I don't know why. I genuinely like don't understand, but the mandatory jab in Italy. Like, well, what do you think I would say in that video? It's like I don't understand why they don't just use the military to drag people out of their homes and jab them by this point. Like here's another thing. It's like when you get the jab, you have to sign a consent form that you consent. But at that point, is it like really consent when you're under duress? Like, let me put it this way. If you had a person that locked you in your house until you sign a contract, so the mafia, okay, let's say the mafia would tell you, you're not coming out of this place, this house, until you sign this contract. If you did that, then the contract would be null and void. Because you're consenting under duress. So I'm legitimately curious, like how many people would win a lawsuit if they actually sued and say, you know, I did sign, but it was under the duress because the government made me. It's like I couldn't have access. Because I get the idea. It's like, okay, you don't have access to entertainment, right? So you can't go to clubs, you can't go to bars, you can't go travel. It's like, okay, fine. But like in Italy, they're saying you can't leave your house unless you get a vaccine. And I'm thinking like, okay, but at that point, when you go and you sign that paper that you consent, you're doing it under, like, you have, I'm pretty sure you can have, like, the legal argument that you're doing it under duress. It is better to cross yourself once properly than doing the stupid jutsu crossing. Yes, even the Orthodox priests say that the jutsu crossing is, it's not proper. Let's put it like this. How can you sue a government when the justice system is corrupted? Well, so far, I think this is all around the world. Like, most of the excesses that the government did were overthrown by the judicial system. So in Romania, they decided to put a 2,000 euro fine on people that broke the quarantine. But then the judicial system overthrew that and said, like, you can't have fines that are that large in a country where most people have, like, $300 minimum wage. Sorry, medium wage. Medium wage. The minimum is even lower. Right? So I suppose in that situation, like the judicial system came through, you had a lot of restrictions in the US that were overthrown by the Supreme Court. So I understand it's like, oh, the master's tools cannot undo the master's house. Yeah, I get it. I understand. But from my observation so far, it seems that the judicial system has came through. Anyway, I think we're done here. I think we're done. Thank you guys for watching the stream. I'm going to get another bottle of beer. And I'm still curious, like, let me know in the comments section what video title should I give if I rant about the wedding dress. Really curious. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope I made you laugh. I hope I put a smile on your face. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.